Hi lovelies, welcome back to another video. So today we'll be doing a watch me work gel extension set as well as a Lion King nail art tutorial. But before we do that, I want to shout out my notification squad. You guys are so awesome and I want to thank you so much for having your post notifications on so that you don't miss out whenever I upload a new video. So I'm going in with my extend gel and I'm applying a really thin layer to my client's natural nails. I previously went in and prepped and primed and dehydrated and all that good stuff, and if you guys want to see how I do that, check out my Gel X playlist. I usually include it in all my Gel X videos before this one. Because I know I have a few videos showing my prep, I didn't want to do that in this video to pick up too much time, because I did leave the nail art portion, well, the majority of it, in real time for you guys. So I'm just going in with the extend gel on the tip. I did prep my tips and prime them as well, and yes, as you guys can tell, I did master holding my Gel X tips and the light at the same time, so I did not need my client to help me, and I feel so proud of myself that I finally got it right. And to top it off, I did not get any air bubbles in my extend gel at all, but I can say it does take some practice, so I'm going to try to explain it to you guys as I'm doing it. So if you're struggling like myself and not exactly sure where to position your hands, hopefully this can help. So I use both hands to apply the pressure on the tip, and then I go in with my thumb and I hold the tip of my extend gel, and then I put pressure with my index finger right underneath her fingertips. Now this causes the tip to stay in place, but you also need to be aware of the amount of pressure that you are applying to the tips, because too much pressure is going to cause too much of the extend gel to ooze out, and it's not going to have enough to support the apex area in the Gel X tip of itself. If a little bit does come out, that's fine. I already showed you guys how to go in and remove that, but you do want to make sure that you apply the right amount of pressure, because then if too much extend gel oozes out and that nail does not have that support, eventually it is going to pop right off, and we don't want that. So after freezing the cuticle area with the extend gel, any excess gel that would have squeezed past my client's natural free edge will not have cured because of where my thumb is placed. So I'm just going to go in underneath the nail with my gel brush, and I'm going to pull any of the excess gel all the way towards the free edge, and this just acts as an extra layer of strength for the gel extensions. And after I finish applying the extend gel, I am going to take the Après no wipe gel top coat, and I'm going to go underneath my tips and I'm going to coat it with that. Now because the excess extend gel is under there, it's going to be tacky, so therefore you need something to seal all of that in, so that when you start to file, the excess dust does not get underneath it and cause it to look very disgusting. So I just take this extra step just to make sure that everything remains nice and neat at all times. So here is what my Gel X looks like. I'm going to go ahead and cure this for another 30 seconds. And now with my favorite bit when it comes to dealing with my gel extensions is this ceramic drill bit by the McCart company, and I do have it linked on my Amazon storefront and it's in my description box below. Trust me, this drill bit set, you get 7 pieces, and I use these bits every single day. Like, I absolutely love it, and especially this one for getting out any excess gel that would have oozed out around the cuticle area and sidewalls. And I'm going in now around that cuticle area and just over my client's natural nails with my zebra sanding band. And I did speed this part up because I do explain all of this every single time in my gel extension videos. And then after I do that, I'm going in with my Macart 100 grit hand file, and I'm going to redefine the shape of my stilettos. Now, the shape on the Après Gel X tips are not bad, but you do need to go in and just sharpen them up a little bit. And I do like my stilettos really nice and narrow, and because this client does have a small nail plate, we just need everything to line up properly and look as natural as possible. So after I do this, I'm going to take my Après buffer, and this is the 180 grit buffer, and I like to go in on the 100 grit side because I find 180 is just a little bit too smooth, because I am going to be putting gel polish on top of this. So now on the tip of the nail where I have not touched as yet, as you guys can see, it is still really nice and shiny. I'm going to go in with the buffer that I told you guys before on the 100 grit side, and I'm going to remove the shine off of the tips of the extensions. I'm also going to go underneath the nail to remove any excess of that tip that would have shaved off during filing, and this is just going to help that shape to stay nice and crisp, nice and sharp. And after I do this, I cannot stress this enough, I'm taking my dust brush with nothing on it, a dry dust brush, and remove all that dust. And after I do this, I am going to take a lint-free wipe and some acetone and cleanse that nail really nice and clean. You do not want to go on top of these extend gels with alcohol at all. So for this set, I am using the Perfect Collection by Madam Glam, and I did go in off camera and started with one coat of my Perfect White. On top of that, I started with the Perfect Pink, Perfect Orange, and Perfect Yellow, and I'm going to use these three colors to create my Sunset Ombre on two nails on each hand. So to create my ombres, I am going to be working my brush from side to side to blend the two colors into each other at a time. So I'm blending the pink and the orange, and I'm going to be blending the orange and the yellow. Now, the reason why I prefer to go side to side is because it works for me. You can take it however you want it. I also take it up a notch recently and started adding the two colors on either side of my brush and then start blending them together. Now, every so often you are going to have to wipe your brush, and what I do is when I wipe my brush and I dip my brush in my alcohol, press the excess alcohol off on a paper towel, and then continue to blend. I just find that the alcohol helps the colors to melt into each other and create a smoother transition between each color. Now, I didn't want my sunset to be perfect because a sunset is not perfect, because sometimes you see the lines in the sky and all of that, but between the pink and the orange, I needed it to be a little bit smoother than the yellow and the orange. So I'm just going to continue to work with my ombre until I'm happy with it. Once I'm happy with the way that my ombre looks, I go in and remove any excess gel from on that nail, because if this nail has too much gel on it, it is not going to cure all the way through, because remember, we do have a white base. Once my ombre is cured, I'm going to go over it with my matte gel top coat from Ugly Duckling, and I'm going to cure that once again, and this is going to be the layer that I'm going to do the nail art on. So as this one is cured, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my ombre nails.
does perfect even mean?
So on all my sunset nails to the tip, I'm going to be creating a tree and some grass coming out of the floor, so you don't want it to be too perfect. It can be as jagged as you want it because it's sort of an abstract. So for my tree, I wanted it in like an umbrella shape, but I still wanted you to be able to see some of the sunset peeking out through the trees. So after I finished doing each nail, I did go ahead and flash cure it so that it doesn't move while I move on to the next nail. So this is the nail that is going to bring this entire design together. And if you guys can guess the character on this nail, tell me in the comment section below, and leave me a lion face emoji with your comments as well. Like, if you can guess the correct name, then I would have accomplished something that I have never done before. I have never drawn this character ever, so this nail was actually like my first attempt at it. I'm going in with my pencil and I'm just drawing out right where everything needs to be. Now, I did start off from memory, to be honest, but then I looked at a picture to make sure that I was getting all the details in the right place. And because this is a stiletto nail, we didn't really have much nail to actually draw on, so we just did the face by itself. I hope you guys can guess it. I hope you guys can figure it out, and then I would feel so happy. My client literally screamed when she looked at it, because she didn't look at it while I was drawing it. Then she looks at it when it was finished, and I felt so happy to see and hear her reaction, because she is a huge Lion King fan. And honestly, I felt so determined to get this character as close to perfect as possible. So you guys know that I leave my nail art designs in real time, so you guys can follow along with it. It's really hard for me to explain what I am doing, but I am, after mapping out everything and positioning it where I want it, I go in with the perfect brown. Now, the perfect brown was a little too light for this nail, so what I did is I added a little bit of black with the perfect brown to get the shade that I wanted to use as an outline. And I am going to be using my Ugly Duckling Detailer number 2 nail art brush, and all the gel polishes used on this nail came from the Madam Glam's Perfect collection. Some of the colors were not exact, so I did have to mix it up to create the colors that I needed in order for this character to come to life. But I just want to show you guys that Madam Glam gel polishes, especially this Perfect collection, can be used as art gels to create some amazing designs. Like, I want to know how many of you guys are actual Lion King fans, and who is your favorite character in the entire movie. For me, I've seen them all, even 1.5, because I love Timon and Pumbaa. They are so hilarious, they're so funny, and I really enjoy watching them. You know, for me, the first time I saw Lion King, I was like a kid. I can't remember how old I was, but I remember that movie. And then, you know what is so amazing is now my son is actually a huge fan of Lion King as well, and it's like It's one of those movies that you just can't get enough of, and I cannot wait because it only recently released locally, like earlier on last week, and I'm going to be seeing it this week, and I really cannot wait to know. I did not have Lion King nails on myself, but I really can't wait to see the movie because I've been waiting forever. It feels like forever for them to actually do a movie. So I'm not sure if this is me alone, but like when I'm really excited to see any movie, especially now as I'm excited to see Lion King, is like I don't want to see anything on social media. I don't want to see any memes. I don't want to see any clips. I don't want to see anything other than the preview that I've watched a million times already. Because I want to walk into that cinema totally blindfolded and not knowing what to expect, be totally surprised, be all up in my emotions, and then I will go on after I've watched it and I'm all in my feelings and I've rated my movie in my head. Then I go on social media, then I look at the memes, then I look at the reviews, and I even have conversations with my friends because like my friends know if I'm excited to see a movie and they've seen it before me. Like, do not discuss it with me at all because I will totally not want to see it anymore. And I think that is just what it is. Like, I love the surprise, I love the suspense of not knowing what comes next. So I am going to allow you guys to watch me paint this character. Don't forget, guess the name of the character in the comment section below and leave me a lion head emoji with those comments as well. Now, you guys can speed up this part of the video if you wish to. If you're going along with it, then that's fine. But I know YouTube does have the watch the video in the times 2 or 2.5 or whatever, so I left that option up to you if you wanted to speed it up or not. I did leave it in real time for you guys because I know some of you like to follow along when you're recreating it, so you can pause it at any given time and rewind it and just work at your own pace. This is me literally drawing in real time. I take my good precious time to make sure that everything is how and where it needs to be, so that when it's time to complete the design, I don't have much cleanup to go in and do.
Find me in the corner of the room, not ready to resume, 'cause I
Now that I'm finished with this character, I'm going to go in with my Ugly Ducklings matte gel top coat, and we're going to go ahead and top coat this nail. And the final nail on this design was her ring fingers on both hands, and I just went in and used the Madam Glam's Perfect Pink as the background, and then we went over that with some tribal print, and in the center of my tribal print I did an ombre with the yellow and the orange. So after doing the tribal print design, I did go ahead and cure everything, apply my matte gel top coat on top of that, and of course I will have a clip of the final result at the end of the video to share with you guys. And I really hope that you enjoy this set. I did post a teaser on Instagram and y'all went crazy, and if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely check out my link. It's in the description box below. The name is also on the screen. It's at BeGlamorous Nails on Instagram as well. And I did paint the same character on her opposite hand, which would have been my second attempt at it. And I am going to be doing a video on IG, so if you want to see that, click on the link in my description box below. Follow me on Instagram, and also make sure your post notifications is turned on so that you don't miss when I post that video over there. So if you love this set as much as my client did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed, please click on that subscribe button down below. And if you want to be part of the notification squad, definitely click on that bell right next to that big red button to make sure that your post notifications is on so that you don't miss out the next time I upload a new video. So I am going to leave you guys right here to watch the rest of this video. I want to say thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to stay glamorous, be safe, and I'll see you soon.